Um, questions now. We'll start with the ladies, please. Is there any questions?
Salam.
Salam.
So you've explained the wisdom behind how in the Quran it doesn't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is adil. Instead it says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't oppress. In the same way, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the Quran it never says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yakrahu, hates. It always says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala la yuhib, doesn't love. Can you explain the wisdom behind this as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's all the time, but at least many times. Or maybe all the time, but at least I can say many times. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show his dissatisfaction, he says, La yuhibbu. For example, La yuhibbu kulla mukhtalin fakhur. He doesn't say he hates them. He says he doesn't like. And I think this can have different explanations. One explanation is that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not totally stopping loving these people. So that we say he hates them. He wants to say he doesn't love this action, this practice of them. Because we have a rule, we say تعليق الحكم على الوصف مشعر بالعلية. If I say I don't like arrogant people, it means I don't like arrogance. But if I say I hate arrogant people, it can be taken as I hate them altogether. So I don't want them to exist. No, this is not the case. I don't like arrogant people, I don't like arrogance. But they can have lots of other reasons that I love them and I like them. So he doesn't specifically mention directly that I hate them or, he says I don't like them.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
In your discussion of the unity of divine actions, you suggested that one helpful metaphor would be our creation in our mind. So I could conceive of a playground with children and they throw a ball up in the air.
Yeah.
And I would willfully choose that that ball falls at the same rate every time. And if this is a helpful analogy, then would we not consider fluctuations in that? Would we not consider more miracles to occur in the world where Allah is using his love for us and changing the world far more often than perhaps we observe miracles to be occurring? So I guess the question is, if Allah is so closely, if actions are so closely dependent on the will of Allah, why do we not observe far more miracles?
Because he has created a system. And if he wants to intervene always, the system will be not functioning. Like for example, I am head of an organization. I have deputies, every deputy has, directors and so on and so forth. If I want to all the time, interfere, someone comes to me and says, I have this problem, please solve it for me. Another person, then means the system would not be function. I have to ask people to refer to the relevant person and do the proper job. Even if it's my son and says, please help me, I don't want to go through this procedure. I say, no, you should go through the procedure. But you must know that you are not forgotten. I can always help you, but I help you not always by bypassing the system. You go on with the system, but I help you. So, for example, you need job. Okay? Don't just ask me to give you job and money. Go through the system. What other people do when they want job? They get the training, they apply for job, but don't think I am leaving you alone. I can bring lots of opportunities to you. I can help you. I can put your love in the heart of people to give you the job. I can do many things, but you have to go through the procedure. If you just wait for me, it means that I have to have two systems. One system for ordinary people, one system for pious people. Then my world would be, chaotic. Everyone should go through the same system, but I have different ways that I can wisely help you, not unwisely. If you're, for example, suppose if your head teacher is your father, what do you do? It's okay, I don't go to a school. My head teacher is my father. I don't do my homeworks because what can teacher do with me? Head teacher is, so if you think like this, then your father cannot run the school.
I guess the argument you're making is that of chaos.
Even, sometimes what happens, actually, sometimes your father who is a teacher actually will be more strict with you.
Far too often.
In order to give no chance for anyone. Sometimes I remember when in the past, we had competitions or whatever. Sometimes some of the people who were working with us, if their children were winning, they were not giving them the gift because everyone said, they are selected because his father is working in the center. So sometimes Allah maybe actually puts more restriction for believers so that other people don't think that there is a favoritism. One of ulama had a beautiful point. He said, one of the reasons that believers also in their lives have difficulties is so that other people don't feel they are neglected. So if you see an alim, a marja, a pious person, muttaqi person also has problem in life, then you think, so I am not totally, neglected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But suppose if only average people and lower than average had problems, you could little by little feel, bad and jealous and, that this is not a good system. We are left to ourselves.
So the argument you're making is one of chaos of the world system, but that chaos is a human limitation that we cannot control, whereas God is capable of handling every single individual atom differently. So that chaos doesn't, the system He's created is good for us in some ways. It's it's repeatable. We can rely and depend on it, but that is not a necessary portion of creation. Yet, when you said earlier, a couple of sessions ago, that the love of Allah makes it mandatory upon Him to do what is good for us, what we would then observe far more subtle actions where miracles would occur, yet we do not observe that. How do we understand that?
It would be lack of management, power, and wisdom if Allah all the time intervenes, all the time brings miracles. Miracles are to be kept for exceptional cases. If it is meant by miracle something that there can be no other explanation, because in other words, in my understanding, everything is miracle. But this is not what people understand. Miracle in the sense that they see something happening in front of them, that, for example, shaqul ghamar, if these things happen all the time, the system will be totally unfunctional. We need chances for people to take responsibility and to be tested. If all the time they see miracle, every day an angel goes and knocks their door, I am sent by God, why you don't believe in God? Of course everyone then will believe in God. Or maybe very vicious people don't believe in God. There is no real test. We need miracles to be kept for minimum. This is why in the Quran also we have that sometimes they used to ask prophets for miracles. And even ridiculous or funny miracles. Ask Allah to send stones from the sky to kill us if you are right. What type of miracle is this? We want miracle for guidance. We don't want miracle for distraction. Then Rasulullah was asked to tell them, Ma kuntu illa basharan rasula. I am only a person sent by Allah. I don't have power to do miracles on my own, and I don't make, my own personal decisions. When it is needed for guidance, we bring it, and we keep it to the minimum. This is why in our time, we don't have those miracles like the time of Isa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because now in our time, we have enough to find our way. If Allah wants to bring miracle today, our test would be less. This is why people of Akhir zaman who believe without seeing the Prophet, without seeing if actually his miracles, they have high level of respect. Even Rasulullah said, these are my brothers. Rasulullah said, Allahumma laqni ikhwani, oh Allah, make me meet my brothers. Ashab said, aren't we your brothers? He said, no, you are my ashab. You are my companions. My brothers are those who come later, and they believe in me without seeing me. So we have such an honor and value that we believe without seeing miracles. We use our aql. They were not that sophisticated. They needed to see also a dead person being revived by Jesus so that they believe. Today, a Christian, after 2,000 years, has so much faith that believes in Jesus just by reflecting on his words, by the tradition. But at that time, they had to see Jesus reviving the dead. So Allah has a wise system, and miracle is kept always to the minimum. Seeing Imam Zaman, kept to the minimum. Maybe people say, why I cannot see Imam Zaman? This is something that has to be kept to the minimum. When you are really, really, really desperate or need, maybe you see Imam. But we have to now function within the ordinary parameters so that other people also can say, I can also do the same. But if a miracle happens to you, I say, okay, I cannot be like that. Like, for example, on a totally different note, for example, sometimes people don't study, don't work. They say, why? They say, I want to win lottery. I want to, go for gambling. This totally damages the system. Because people say, why I should go and, learn, why I should go and work. Just in one night I can get millions of, pounds, and that's enough. So this is negative. The same in the other way. If miracles could happen, then people would say, okay, I don't do anything, I just wait for miracle. I don't do anything, I just wait for Imam Zaman to come and, No, you go through the procedure, but be sure that always you get support. Always the help is for you, but without making it too much public. Okay? Therefore, even if you receive sometimes very special help, sometimes you shouldn't tell to other people. Keep it to yourself. Because we don't want to damage the situation. Thank you. What very good question. Thank you.
Thank you. I think for any remaining burning questions, if we can reserve them for the next session.
Yeah.
Let's aim for a very quick break. If you can, try and come back for a working tabarruk, shall we call it? And we get started as soon as possible, so inshallah we can finish on time. Thank you.